So welcome to Bible study with Gifted. Yay! So the truth of the matter is, I wanted to talk about. I was actually preparing to talk on experiencing God personally. Yes, but then again, I was led for us to talk about Deborah. So while I was at it, and I remember that this is Mother's Week, like International Women's Day. This is their week, and I think we need to learn a lot from Deborah, a mother in Zion. And of course, the slogan for 2025 International Women's Week, I think, is equity, empowerment, and rights. I scattered it. Maybe it's rights, equity, and empowerment. I think something of that sort. Yes. But then again, we'll be talking about Deborah. So this is a call for ladies to rise. Ladies, mothers, women, girl child. It's a call for us to rise and take their place. And of course, before you can rise and take your place, you need to discover what is inside of you. There is a capacity, there is a purpose, and then you need to start building on it. So once again, welcome to Bible Study with Gifted. And we'll be talking about Deborah. Who is Deborah? I wrote down here, Deborah is a prominent figure serving as a prophetess, judge, and military leader in Israel. She is also known for her wisdom, her courage, and a role in leading the Israelites against the Canaanites. So you can find the story of Deborah in Judges 4 and Judges 5. So in the period of Deborah, what they have then is judges. They don't have king yet, so they used to have judges. So that period, God is going to raise a judge for the people of Israel. And then after like 40 years or 70 years, or depends, they will sin against God. And God is to rebuke them. And he'll call their neighboring country to come and carry them into captivity for them to suffer, repent. And that was what was happening. And at this point, it was the Canaanites. Judges 4 verse 1. The Israelites again did what was evil in the sight of the Lord after Ehud had died. So the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan. The Lord has already sold them into the hand of Jabin, that's king of Canaan. So they were under the Canaanites and they were oppressed at that point in time. That was when Deborah arose. So if you read verse 4, so the question is, who is Deborah? So verse 4 is saying, Deborah, a woman who was a prophetess and the wife of Lapidoth, was judging Israel at that time. It was her custom to sit under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites went up to her for judgment. So she was the judge of Israel. If the Israelite has chaos and all, they come to her and she tried to settle dispute and all at that point in time. So we are trying to relate Deborah to who a woman, a lady, a girl child is supposed to be, you understand? So first of all, Deborah was doing well with her spiritual gifts, and then she was also doing well with her domestic gifts, and of course her political and professional gifts. So spiritual gift because she was a prophetess. So she was in tune with God. So she hears God directly. And then of course she was also the judge of Israel. So and also domestic gift, she was a wife. They said a wife of Lapidoth. So she was still doing well as a wife, her domestic gift, and also her political / profession. She was a judge. And like a judge at that point in time is like the highest, in short, the number one citizen, just the way our presidents are number one citizen. So that time the judge was number one citizen. So Deborah had balance. Deborah balanced her life at that point in time. But then it was the men's war. The men was ruling at that point in time. So it's only one prophetess you hear in the Bible, and that was Deborah. That's a prophet and a judge. The other one was Samuel. Samuel was also a prophet and was a judge. And Deborah was a prophetess and a judge. So Deborah got to this point at a period where women don't necessarily have a say. So I think it is worth emulating. You know, Deborah did not just arise on a platter. I think she has her own fears at the end of the day. I think she has her own period where she actually went back in her shells. And she's like, God, are you sure it is you? Am I really hearing you, or it's somebody else? I think she has those periods of life. But I can assure you that she was consistent in the dealings with God. No, she knows herself. She knows, okay, God has called me into this. And she continued it. Even before eventually she led the people of Israel to win that war. She was a judge. Literally, she had something doing. She was consistent. The Bible said she was under the tree of Deborah, settling cases. She was a peacemaker. Even in that small thing you are doing, be consistent. Meanwhile, some of us will be waiting for everything to be greener, for there to be peace in the land. At that point in time, they said the people of Israel, they were scared. So the people, not just Deborah alone, the people of Israel, both the men in Israel, the women in Israel, the children in Israel, they were scared. So automatically, Deborah was scared at some point as well, but she was still consistent. There was despair. They was having issues, but Deborah was still trying to settle issues among the Israelites. And also, they worship other gods, but Deborah was still faithful to the one true God. Like Deborah today, I want us to rise above that very comfortable spot that we are on. Some of us are thinking, okay, we'll serve God though, we'll do what God has called us to do, but maybe later, not now. I used to do like that sometimes. I used to say, okay, I know I'm going to serve God, I know, but it might not be now. Maybe it is not now, but God is telling us today that it is now. Start small. You cannot just come and start big. Start small. That thing you feel God has called you to do, that place He has called you to be, Start from there. Gradually, you will emanate and probably become the judge of the place he has called you to be, just like Deborah. Deborah arose. You'll see a part in the Bible where he said, and Deborah arose, a mother in Israel. Of course, it's as if she was seated at some point one time, or she was calculating, or she was being mindful, but the period came where she arose. Urging us rather that we should arise right now as a child, as a daughter, as a mother in Israel. Arise and take your position as a girl child in the world, in Nigeria. Arise and take your position. It is time for us to arise. We are tired of just being kept in a position, in a place. Deborah was aware of what was happening in Israel at that point in time. She was aware of the fear, the chaos, the idolatry that was happening, and the likes of it. So you need to be aware of that situation. That situation around you right now. It can be in your home, it can be in your family, it can be among your friends, it can be in your office. Be aware of that situation. And then Deborah took the initiative to arise. So it is time for you to arise above that problem that is happening in your home, above that foundational issue that has been consistent. It is time for you to arise. First of all, like I said, you need to be aware. You need to know that, okay, this is what I am called to do. This is what is happening in my home right now that I don't like. And then you need to take the initiative to arise. Arise. Be the solution to that problem. Be the solution to that issue. Stop waiting for people to be the solutions to what already God has placed in your hands. You just build yourself. Be the solution. It will, of course, definitely, it will not be easy. Deborah did not just stand up one night or in the morning to become judge of Israel. She has been practicing being a judge in the place where she was. She had, even if you see in the Bible when God anointed David, but David was still in the forest with the father's sheep in the bush there. David did not just become a king overnight. No, even after how many years, he was still there. God was still building him. So even if you are aware that, okay, this is what I am called to be, this is the solution I am called to be in this period of time, like you are the solution in a particular issue or problem, you will not just sit there. You need to, if it's to study, if it's to read, if it's to start acting, you need to start doing something. You need to be aware of the problem, and then you need to be aware of the solutions you are bringing to the table. Then you take the initiative and then arise, just the way Deborah arose. You understand? But then even if you take the initiative, you need to be consistent in what you are doing. You need to build yourself. You understand? You need to build it. You cannot just become, and you not just rise and then automatically go to the hands of affairs. There's what they call stages, there's processes to all of these things. So you build yourself, and then automatically when an opportunity presents itself, you take the opportunity and you be very good at what you do. So first of all, be aware of what you are. Be aware of the solutions to you are bringing to that problem. Start working on it. Start building yourself, and then so you will be an exceptional lady, exceptional woman, and you rise up to the hands of affairs. As a woman, as a lady, we need to build capacity. They need to start seeing us as problem solvers. They need to start seeing us as, they need to see that we are capable of providing solutions to a particular thing. So this equity we are talking about, this empowerment, if they see that we are capable, they'll start empowering us. If they see that we are capable, they will not have equity in workplaces. So one of the few things I feel we should learn from Deborah as a mother in Israel, as women in Israel, as ladies in Israel, one of the things that she settles disputes. You know, women are the glue in the family. So even outside the family, they're supposed to be the glue that holds a nation. They're supposed to be the glue that holds the world. Instead of bringing about chaos, you quarrel with this person today, you quarrel with the other person tomorrow. No, we are supposed to be the one to glue. See, Deborah was the one that brought about unity, first of all, in Israel, because she was settling cases. So as women, we should learn how to settle, solve problems, solve cases, bring about unity wherever you find yourself. Bring about unity wherever you find yourself. So secondly, say she inspired God's people. She was influential. Deborah was an influential woman. So we should build ourselves to be positive influence. Of course, you know they have negative influence. So we should build ourselves to be positive influence wherever we find ourselves. And she motivated new leaders. If you read through, you see where she was telling Barak that have you not heard what the Lord has said, that you should carry 10,000 people. So she was helping to build, to remind people, this is what God has said concerning your life. Listen and hearken to it. As a woman, as a lady, we need to start doing that. So we should not always be scared of people rising. We should rather help to build people. Don't be scared of people rising. You know, that is what is happening now. If you feel, even in the offices now, if people are always scared of building people or giving people work to do because they feel at the end of the day they'll become better than them and displace them. No. But in God's work, it's not like that. The more, the merrier. So we should not be afraid of raising new leaders or be threatened that new persons are coming up. But rather we should be happy and excited because God's actually raising new leaders. And also we should learn how to build people, welcome people into our own space, build them up. And also, fourthly, she got involved in doing God work. And like I said earlier, she did not just wake up one morning and become the king of Israel. Sorry, the judge of Israel. She did not just wake up one morning and start hearing God. She was involved in all of this before automatically God decided to raise her to that point. So I'm urging us this day that we should get involved in doing the things of God. Our daily routines, you need to pray, commune with God. When you worship, fellowship with God, just have a continuous walk with God. And also start building yourself intentionally, start building capacity. And as ladies, we are rising. As women, we are rising. As mother in Israel, we are rising. And God is not going to just to raise mediocre. God wants to raise warriors, powerful women, women that have tarried, that have stayed, that have built capacity. So I'm urging us this day, even as we are celebrating Mother's Day, we should try as much as possible to build ourselves. Build ourselves. Thank you for watching up until this point. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you will continue to practice and build capacity. So please do well to drop 1 or 2 comments, something that I did not say, or as you were listening, it was placed in your heart, something that you're going to teach us. And also please find time to read about Deborah, my book of Judges 3 and 4. And I pray that as we listen, as we study, the Lord is going to help us, and we will do greater things as Deborah did in our days. Thank you so much for tuning in once again to Bible Study with Gift. Please like, follow, comment, share, do everything YouTubers do. Help grow the page, please. Thank you very much. Do have a blessed day.